What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in today. Um, Welcome to the next part in our series build for the Integra here. Today we are going to be disassembling the silver shell. Today I'm just going to go over the process of taking out the whole entire, front and rear end suspension. And that'd be this week's video. I'm going to show you how to remove the shocks, the arm, lower control arm, brace and everything like that, so I can actually get it all situated and stuff like that. So this video is probably going to be just a short little time lapse. I'll point out the bolts and stuff like that that you guys are going to need to unbolt or nuts and unnut them. That doesn't make sense, but take out the suspension and we'll carry on from there and do that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. Alright, first things first, what I'm gonna need to do is remove these two bolts right here, and that will you'll be able to have access, or the shock will actually drop into the shock tower. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Next thing I am going to do is loosen this bolt right here, and underneath there loosen this bolt right here, or nut, actually they're not bolts. Loosen these two nuts off so I can actually drop the upper control arm with the shock and everything, because we're trying to save as much as we can. So we'll go ahead and do that. Now this shock mount, in theory, because I'm not going to need it. These on so I don't screw up the threads. I don't know how well it is, but let's do this, give some love taps. Down onto the bottom now. So I'm gonna need to disconnect is, turn the steering for you, get rid of this tie rod that's bolted onto the knuckle. So that's gonna be the next step for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Voila, that's out. Looks like the next step is your sway bar link. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt that sway bar link. That looks like it is. So, I don't know if you can tell, but I broke it loose and the thing actually snapped off, so it's no longer connected to the knuckle. So, I think that's good down there. The issue is how I'm going to break all this stuff loose up here with no room, because I actually need there's actually no light, but let's see what we can do from here. Looks like everything's pretty much out of the way. Probably take off the ABS sensor next, so I'm going to go ahead and unbolt that. Alright, so ABS sensor is disconnected now. And what I'm probably gonna do is unbolt shock tower from the lower control arm. So that's what I'm doing next. Just gonna undo that. Voila. Got the whole thing out. Easy as that. So an overview. I loosened up this, which was a number 17 on my car, which is the lower ball joint on the knuckle. Broke that loose. Took out the upper control arm with the knuckle. Took those apart, which would lead to this bolt and this bolt or nut that was there. The shock nuts that were up here, remove those to get the drop down to get the shock out. Loosen up the tie rod end or outer tie rod. Got that off the knuckle. Everything is out. Now all I'm gonna do is go ahead and do the other 3 sides. So let's go ahead and do it. Well, people, after getting the other side done and knowing what I needed to get done, this side took about a fraction of the time. It took me, I would probably say like about 10 minutes or so. So now everything's all out. Got the shock, knuckle with the caliper and roller and all that fancy jazz. So that's all done. Now we're gonna go to the rear.
Yeah!
Alright guys, after we got the front shocks pulled out, now we're gonna go ahead and do it to the rear. Or do it to the rear, yeah. As you saw last week, we removed the E-cables on here already, so if you guys missed that, go back to that previous video. Take a look at it. It will help you in this removal installation. What we're going to do is take the shock, the lower trailing arm, rotor, pretty much everything on this whole rear suspension. We're just going to unbolt it and just pop it out. So I can go ahead later on down the line and put some energy suspension bushings in it, press out the trailing arm, which has which is very well known for getting brittle and stuff like that and cause a lot of clunking. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in and see what the first thing is we need to unbolt. Alright, first we're going to need to take these 2 bolts out of the way, which are number 10, which is to your ABS sensor, to gain access to this bolt right here to the lower control arm. So I'm just going to go ahead and buzz those off.
We are going to have to disconnect the ABS sensor completely, either from up here or down here, whichever we find easier in order to drop it all.
Yep, so I'll buzz out the rest of these number 10s on the lower control arm because we're going to be dropping it. Alright, so I'll go ahead and buzz this one off. This one. In some cases, if you guys didn't want the ABS sensor in all actuality, you can cut it. But I'm using it as spare parts where I can flip it and sell it for whatever reason I may need it for. So
we're trying to salvage as many stock parts as we can so that we can sell them, even if they're cheap. You know, sell them $5-10 here and there. It helps.
Yeah, anything that, you know, go towards the build or whatever like that.
So if you see anything that we say is for sale, you can PM us either on Instagram, Snapchat. It's kind of hard to get a hold of us on YouTube, but you know, you can try there too.
Alright. So now with that being said, what we're going to want to do next is disconnect the sway bar. There's an option that Eric brought up. You can either do this bolt up here, or there's one actually bolted right up to the lower control arm. What we're going to do is just unbolt it from here because it seems simpler.
Nice hand shot.
Alright.
Yep.
Go. Get our boys out and squeak, squeak, squeak. Alright, next thing we're going to do is loosen up the brake line from the caliper. So we just go ahead and all these the same. Right here. Probably will have fluid leaking.
Hell nah!
Screw that back in there so I don't lose this screw. Alright, so that's there. Alright, next bolt that we need to get it to is to the brake line on the inside, and it's this right here, so we're going to go ahead and back that out to get the line fully out of the way. So now that once that's fully backed out, be able to feed this line through and get it up and out of the way so it's not continuing to leak fucking. Oh, what'd I do?
You should be able to go the other way.
There we go, up and out of the way. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, we can go down here and loosen this bolt. Then you got these two up here. Got one on this side, on the inner side, one on the outer side. Then we'll go up top and unbolt the shock towers. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, then we'll go up on the top side and undo the shock towers. Alright, I also forgot to mention, got your little tow bar right here that goes up to the body of the car. You're going to go ahead and unbolt those. And then we'll go to the shock tower bolts. Bolt that. So now it's held on by the shock currently. Once we drop the shock, it should come straight down. So we'll go to the top side. Alright, these are two bolts I was referring to. Our nuts. Right here, right here. Gotta wash my feet. But, alright, on 3, 2, 1, drop. There's that. Oh, ABS sensor. So, got the ABS sensor right there currently. Is this actually dangling? What we'll do here is go ahead really? That. Some more. Huh, weird. I don't know how this is working. So, long story short, I couldn't get to it after I dropped it, the ABS wire, or ABS sensor. So, I fucking cut it. Yep, so that's always an alternative. So, I guess what? No ABS sensor for sale. So, with all that done, that is how you pull the suspension off the front and the rear end of an Integra. So, thanks again for tuning in, guys. Remember, please subscribe and hit the bell button. Fucking Eric.